Starting in a kneeling position, catch the back of your head with your fingertips. Elbows are wide. As you inhale, begin to lift your chin and chest and lean your head into your fingertips. Your tailbone draws back to create a slight arch or anterior tilt in your low back. As you breathe out, round your spine, posterior tilt of the tailbone, tuck your chin, creating full flexion in your spine, elbows draw in. Again, chest lifts, elbows spread wide, and tailbone draws back. Breathe in. Breathing out, your chin lowers, elbows draw together, and your spine flexes. Continue moving forward and back. Your spine is like a wave, and your movement follows the cadence of your breath. If you'd like to release your arms, bring your hands towards your knees and continue to move your spine like a wave. Come to your hands and knees for a tabletop. Spine is neutral. Shoulders are over the heels of your hands. Find your movement here. Inhaling, tilting the tailbone up and broadening through the chest. Shoulder blades retract, they move together for cow. And on the exhale, dropping the tailbone, rounding the spine, shoulder blades protract, they move apart for your cat. Do about 5 more rounds on your own. Your breath is guiding your movement. Come to a neutral spine. We'll add another layer to this. As you inhale for the cow, lift your shins off the floor and point your toes. Try to reach your heels towards your glutes. As you exhale, lower the shins, stay on the tops of your feet, press down with your palms, and lift your knees above the ground for cat. Pause here. Slowly lower your knees down. Again, inhaling for cow, lift the heels towards your glutes and feel your hamstrings engage. Exhaling, lower your feet, press down with the hands and the tops of your feet and round the spine for cat, hovering the knees above the ground and pause. Slowly lower your knees and enjoy a few more rounds here. Find a neutral spine. Walk your hands slightly forward of your shoulders, tuck your toes, lift your knees, and press your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Find ease in the pose, move around as much or as little as you need to, bending the knees, lifting the heels, walking your feet out to the edges of your mat. Maybe bring your feet about hips width distance, measuring hips width by placing your right heel into the instep of your left arch. No need to press your heels down, but if they naturally reach the floor, lift your toes and spread them wide. Lift and lower the shoulders. Walk the hands farther apart for stability, or keep the hands shoulder width apart with the index fingers turning out slightly. You are shaping this pose to meet your anatomy where it's at. Once you've found comfort, begin to lift and lower your heels. Inhaling, the heels lift. Exhaling, the heels lower down. Come forward to your plank pose. Shoulders come slightly forward of the wrists. Engage the abdomen. Tailbone lengthens towards your heels. Strong legs. Push the heels back. And find your way back to your downward facing dog. Again, forward to the plank pose. Pause. Moving back to downward facing dog. Once more, come forward to the plank pose, pause here, and shifting back to downward facing dog. Walk your hands to your feet for a standing forward fold at the back of your mat. Spread your feet as wide as you'd like, catching your elbows, or if your feet are hips width distance, wrap your arms behind your calves. Catch the front of your left shin with your right hand, and catch the right shin with your left hand. Your forearms are crossed here, your head is heavy, and you're drawing your chest towards your thighs, maybe bending into your knees. Breathe freely here. Release the bind. Bring your hands down to the floor. Begin to walk your hands to the front of the mat, coming back to your plank pose. Begin to bend the elbows back and slowly with control lower down to your belly for the count of 5. Arms graze the ribs as you lower. 4. Strong legs. 3. Gaze is forward. 2. And 1. Untuck your toes. Press down with the tops of your feet. Lift the shins. Walk your hands out wide, perhaps off of your mat, and tent your fingers. Elbows are bent. As you inhale, slowly lift your chest as you root down with the fingertips and press down with the tops of your feet. Drop your right shoulder as you look to the left. As you inhale, lift your chest back up to center. As you exhale, drop your left shoulder and look to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, drop your right shoulder, look to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Follow your breath as you continue to move each side. Come back to center. Lower your chest down. Tuck the toes. Press down with your palms. Engage your legs. And as you breathe in, lift up to the plank pose. As you breathe out, press your hips back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, lifting the heels, bend the knees, draw your ribs towards your thighs. Exhale, come forward to your plank pose. Slowly lower down to your belly for the count of 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time, lift your chest for baby cobra. Root down with the tops of your feet. Palms are under the shoulders. Breathing in and breathing out. Lower your chest down. Tucking the toes and press up to the plank pose on your in-breath. Downward facing dog on the out-breath. Bring your feet together. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Exhale, draw your knee in towards your chest and lightly step your foot in between your hands. Keep your left hand rooted and lift your right arm towards the sky. Rotate your chest towards the right knee and breathe freely. Lower your right hand, tenting your fingers. Extend your right leg. Maybe keep a small bend in your knee. Stay on the ball of your back foot and lower your forehead towards your shin. This is a modified pyramid pose. On your next inhale, bend your right knee. Look forward. And as you exhale, straighten the right knee and relax your neck. About 5 repetitions here. Look forward and breathe in. As you breathe out, step your left foot forward to meet your right. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, find length in your spine. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to stand. Arms lift, press the palms over your head, and gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your palms. Step your left foot back, followed by your right, downward facing dog. Come forward to the plank pose, inhale. Lower down, chaturanga, exhale, shoulders to the height of the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shoulders draw back, chest lifts. Exhale, downward facing dog. Join your feet. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, draw your knee towards your chest and lightly step your foot in between your hands. Plant your right hand down. Left arm lifts. Rotate your chest towards the left. Stay for another breath. And lower the hand down. Begin to extend your left leg straight, slight bend into the knee, and relax your head. Inhale, bend the knee for runner's lunge, and exhale, straighten the leg for modified pyramid pose. 5 more times here. Land in the runner's lunge. Breathe in. As you breathe out, step your right foot forward to meet your left. Inhale, find length in your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to stand, arms lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, find the length. Exhale, step your right foot back, followed by your left, downward facing dog. Come forward to the plank pose on your inhale. Lower down, chaturanga on the exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your feet together, lift your right leg. Open up the hip and bend your knee. You can stay here, or you can walk your left hand towards you and tent your fingers. Bend your left arm for stability and keep the weight in the right hand and the right foot. Walk your left hand back in line with your right and bring your right knee to your chest. Step your right foot in between your hands. Find the stability. Rise up to crescent pose. Lift your arms over your head and catch your elbows. Keep your torso upright and straighten your right leg. From here, bend back into the knee. Your knee is aligned over your ankle. And then again, straightening out the leg. Find the balance and rebend back into the knee. Continue on for about 5 more times. Bend your front knee, bring your hands to the floor. Look forward, breathe in, and as you breathe out, step your left foot forward. Inhale, rise up to stand. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant your hands, bend your knees, and hop or step back to chaturanga. Land softly as you bend the elbows. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your feet together and lift your left leg. Open the hip to the left and bend the knee. You can stay here or walk your right hand towards you and tent your fingers, bending the right arm for stability. Keep the weight in the left hand and the right foot. Few breaths here. Walk your right hand back in line with your left and draw your knee in towards your chest. Step your left foot in between your hands. Rise up for crescent pose. Lift your arms over your head and catch your elbows. Keep your torso upright and straighten your left leg. Begin to bend and straighten the leg about 5 times. Bend into your front knee and bring your hands to the floor. Look forward as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, step your right foot forward to meet your left. Inhale, rise up to stand. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, bend your knees, and hop or step back to chaturanga. Land softly as you bend the elbows. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up. Step it forward to warrior 1. Lift your arms. Pivot your left heel down and root down with the outer edge of your left foot. Turn your chest towards the front of the space and bring your arms behind you. Catch your elbows. Straighten your right leg, preparing for Trikonasana, triangle pose. Rotate your chest and back foot towards the left side of your mat. Keep your arms bound behind you. You can adjust the stance of your feet by moving your legs farther apart or closer. Begin to shift your hips towards the back of the mat. Hinge at your right hip. Engage through your core. And lower your torso. Your left ribs are about parallel to the floor. Slight bend in the right knee if you tend to hyperextend. Continue to rotate your chest up and keep your shoulders back. Feel free to open your arms here. Right hand can graze the bottom shin or ankle. Gaze up towards your left hand. As you inhale, rise up. Bring your hands to your hips and turn your right toes to the left side of your mat. Legs are wide. Parsarita Padottanasana. Find length as you breathe in, look up. As you breathe out, start to fold forward. When the crown of your head is towards the floor, bring your hands to the floor. Bend your right knee and then bend your left. Do this a few times. Maybe going deeper, bending into your right knee, lowering your hips so that your glute touches your heel. Crawl your hands towards your right foot, flexing your left foot, then moving to the other side. Once more, each side. Lift your hips and come back to center. Turn your toes out and your heels in. Bend both of your knees and sway from side to side. From here, turn your toes in, place your hands on your hips, and as you inhale, rise up to stand. Pivot your right toes forward and turn to the front of your mat. Place your hands down and either hop back to chaturanga or step back. Upward facing dog on the inhale and downward facing dog on the exhale. Other side, lift your left leg, step it forward to warrior 1. Lifting your arms, pivot your right heel down and root down with the outer edge of your right foot. Turning the chest towards the front of the space and wrapping your arms behind you, catch your elbows. Straighten your left leg, preparing for triangle. Rotate your chest and back foot towards your right side of your mat. Keep your arms bound behind you, and you can adjust the stance of your feet. Begin to shift your hips towards the back of the mat. Hinge at your left hip, slight bend in the left knee, and go ahead and open your arms. Turning your gaze to your right hand, engaging your core to help you lift. On your next inhale, rise up. Turn to the front of your mat and bring your hands to the floor. Your choice, either hop or step back and take your vinyasa. Find your way to downward facing dog. Bring your feet together. Look forward. Take a full breath in, and as you breathe out, hop or step your feet to your hands. Chair pose. Bring your feet together, or if you need more stability, keep your feet at hips width distance. Lift your arms and bring the weight into your heels. Sit a little lower as you lift the chest, breathing freely. From here, sit a little lower, sit a little bit lower, and come all the way down to your seat for boat pose Navasana. Legs can be bent or straight. Squeeze the legs together, maybe point the toes, and arms reach forward. Lower your feet, draw the knees in, and rock back and forth the length of your spine. Finding your way back to Navasana for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rock back and forth. Come back to Navasana again for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Draw the knees in. Rock back and forth. As you rock up to sit, cross your right shin over your left for a modified double pigeon. Flex your feet and shift your hips back as you move your chest forward. Bring your arms in front of you and either extend your arms forward, tenting the fingertips, or place your forearms down. Take a few breaths here. Upright your torso. Unwind your legs and come to the other side. Left shin crosses over the right. Shifting the weight forward, moving the hips back, and ease into the pose. Upright your torso, and from here bring your hands behind you. As you bend your knees, feet are flat on the floor. Lean back into your hands and lower your knees to the right. Then lift the knees back to center and lower them to the left. Come back to center, lower your knees to the right, and we'll add a twist here. Rotate your chest towards your knee and walk your hands behind you. Extend your left hand to go a little bit deeper into the twist. Your left arm is extending. Your chest is rotating. Soften your neck. Gaze towards the floor. Use your hands to create more of a twist, rooting down the right hand, drawing the right shoulder back and the left shoulder forward. Slowly unwind. Find your way to the other side. Come back to center and lower your knees to the left. Walk your hands behind you and rotate through the torso. Extend your right hand forward. Create a little bit more depth into the twist. Draw your left shoulder back. Soften through the neck. Find the release. And when you're ready, slowly come back to center. From here, come into a comfortable seated position. Spine tall. Crown of your head aligned over the base of your spine. Begin to deepen your breath. Allow the exhale to be a little longer than the inhale. Take a moment to feel how the practice has opened and softened your body. All tension and any stiffness is released. Notice the stillness in your mind. Relax into this calm state of being and carry it with you as you move through your day.